In this lesson, we are going to begin building the syringe assembly you see on the screen. This assembly consists of 5 components. Item 1 is the syringe body, followed by item 2, the plunger rubber, and then we have item 3, the plunger. Next we have item 4, the hypobody, and then item 5, the needle. In the directions, we see that we are going to create this assembly in metric units, and the assembly origin is shown. Now looking at the screen, it's apparent the z-axis runs down the middle of the syringe, while the xy axis appears to lie in the outer face of the syringe body. Let's take a look at the next screen to see if we can verify this. We do see in fact the xy axis lies on this outer vertical face of the syringe body. Let's go back to the previous screen. Next it says to locate the parts in the working files folder. Once you locate the 5 parts, go ahead and open each of the parts. Then we'll start a new assembly and then insert our first component. And then we'll mate all of the other parts based on these directions. Now reading these directions and looking at this view, it's obvious the syringe body, item 1, is the main component. So that would be the first item we insert into the new assembly. And that item will become fixed. So let's go to SolidWorks. On the screen I have the syringe body open. I am going to select the File drop-down menu and then Make Assembly from Part. From the Open Documents window, I'll select Syringe Body and then the green check mark. And the syringe body is inserted into the assembly. Referring back to the directions, step 1 says the plunger rubber, item number 2, is mated concentric to the syringe body, item number 1. Looking at this view, that seems pretty obvious. Let's take a look at the next screen just to make sure we are not missing anything. And we do see in this section view, the plunger rubber does have a point on it, and that point is pointing in the direction of the needle. So we need to keep that in mind. Let's return to SolidWorks and insert the plunger rubber. I'll select Insert Components, Plunger Rubber, and place that component near the end of the syringe body. Now we're ready to apply the concentric mate. I'll select Mate, the inside face of the syringe body, and the outer face of the plunger rubber. And it appears the point of the plunger rubber is pointed in the wrong direction. And if we zoom out a little bit, we can see, in fact, it is. All I need to do is select Flip Mate Alignment. You'll flip that alignment around, select the green check mark, and now we have the plunger rubber inside of the syringe body. Let's return to the directions. Direction 2 says the plunger, item number 3, is concentric and flush to the plunger rubber. The concentric is actually easier to see on the previous screen. Notice how this diameter on the plunger and the diameters on the plunger rubber are concentric to one another. And as far as them being flush, we can see in this section view that the face of the plunger and the outer face of the plunger rubber are coincident or flush to each other. So let's go to SolidWorks and insert the plunger, insert components, plunger, and then place the plunger in the assembly. Next, I'll apply the concentric mate. I'll select this face of the plunger rubber and this face of the plunger, verify concentric, and then select the green check mark. Now I want to make the 2 faces coincident to one another. That would be the outer face of the plunger rubber and this face of the plunger. I'll verify coincident and then select the green check mark. Let's go ahead and rotate this and push this plunger a ways into the syringe body. And let's conclude this lesson and pick up on where we left off in the next lesson.